Okay, we
All
live.
right, we're live and back at it. Hope everybody's getting an opportunity to catch this.
Or the
So,
replay.
what's been going on?
Go ahead.
What's been up, bro?
Nothing. Just you know, dealing with it, rolling with the punches. Trying to keep things afloat, kind of keep everything going, and
Yeah,
trying to figure out some ways to make some more money as always.
that's right. That revenue stream is important, especially right now.
Yeah,
Trying to
multiple.
keep, trying to keep something coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we are, quarantine show.
Mm-hmm.
Look, quarantine show. Back at it. Take
Yeah.
two.
Yep.
For the first
You
look, for
got
the
it.
first time, back at it.
Exactly. What's up with you?
Oh man, nothing at all. Just trying to take care of the wife and the family. Trying to keep everybody good. That revenue stream is important.
Yeah. Most
Revenue
definitely.
stream is important. Right now I'm trying to find some live some live revenue action, whether it be online or whether it be uh, remotely. I guess it's still
Okay.
the same thing.
No, I get you. Yeah, makes sense. Ah, cool, cool. Well, got your show notes
Yeah,
ready.
everyone's
Come on.
healthy.
So far so good. No.
Good.
Yeah,
Hey,
now
listen, I
everybody's
just look sick, but I'm not really.
everybody's okay.
That's good.
On our end, and I know everybody's the wife's recuperating on yours,
Yeah, yeah, she's definitely
but on the
no,
upswing though.
yeah, on the upswing, on the upswing. She of everyone in the household, she was the one that ended up, with being where she is, she ended up catching it. So tested positive, but she's definitely on the upswing now. She's making her rounds, making her way back. I know a lot of people, they've been really concerned with everything going on with COVID-19, and the concern has been health wise, what the symptoms and turnaround time and just to get back at it. I think it's going to be different for everybody, and I think
Yeah,
the
just gonna be things are gonna be different when this when that kind of dies down. Like things won't be the same.
right, exactly. But I know for the most part, the general public, if they don't know anyone that's directly affected by it,
Yeah,
they're
this
only hearing about all the all the negatives, all the deaths. We need to keep in mind that there are people that are recovering,
hmm
and the recovery is real. The recovery is
definitely a
real.
lot more. Yeah, definitely a lot more recovering than those who succumb to it. Unfortunately.
Right, right. And I hope enough people really know and understand that, because that's important. That is so important for everybody in general, just to be able to be okay with that. You know, um, I know when everything first started, I wasn't really looking at looking at it to the biggest effect, to this global effect that it's definitely taken when it first started.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of us were, especially the way that it was presented to us. It was presented to us so fast and so quick in March by our U.S. government. These are the actions you need to take, but there was no real ease into it. There was no real delivery into it. It was just like pushed on us, and for
Yeah.
something that has been known in China since what, like, for a long time. But I know definitely like November,
I
December.
think yeah, like late November. That's when it started popping up.
Yeah, I wish they would have definitely made more mention of it. I don't know if anybody else is, if anyone's catching this live stream, but if you are, we definitely would like you to, if you have an opportunity, just chime in. We like to hear from different people. Tech guys, we are always here to create. Rod's been holding the fort down with make sure that you guys get all the information in regards to the latest technology, but also just the latest information in general. And
Yep.
right now with the quarantine show, we want to be able to have an opportunity to still be able to have people still discuss what's going on in their lives, and we want to talk about tech. We want to talk about how you can save money, probably more than ever right now. So if anyone's watching, you definitely chime in. Leave a comment, leave a post. There is an option to leave live comments, I believe.
Yep.
Otherwise, I guess you can. I guess they can always leave a comment on the Facebook page, right?
Everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and for those who's watching replay as well.
Right, exactly. And we'll definitely try to make sure we can get back to everyone. Our goal at this point is to really be able to just have another venue to discuss what's going on, and we want everybody to feel comfortable. Um,
Uh,
so, what's new? What's the latest and greatest?
Go down
With,
here, get your list.
all right, yeah, might might as well go to the list. We did want to kind of talk a little bit about, what has everyone been doing to keep themselves occupied during this time? This is such a very different time for a lot of us, brand new, especially if you were a full-time worker. Unprecedented, right? Unprecedented, and we hear that word a lot right now. And it truly is unprecedented. A lot of, I think the first few weeks there was a lot of strangers in the house, and for those of you that didn't know, that's your family. They live there, and you might not have spent as much time with them because you were working, but they were definitely a big part of everything that was going on in your life. So now you should be more comfortable with them. And what have you been doing with them to really occupy your time, other than maybe signing on for the kids? I know the kids are signing on to school. They still have classwork. Luckily, it's been a fairly fair adjustment to getting the kids acclimated to online schooling, signing in. But I know it's difficult. I hope if there's anybody that's been having any difficult times just signing in, they've been paying attention to their school systems, bulletin board, so you know exactly how you got to get your kids logged on, signed into the classroom, and getting the information, getting the classwork done, whether it's Google Classroom or whatever it is, just to be able to get the classwork done so that the kids can be accounted for that day. I know for myself, I'm really concerned. Um, I have a high schooler and an elementary grade student, two elementary grade students, and one that's supposed to be graduating this year. So it's scary. It's scary because how do you graduate online from
Yeah,
elementary school, and those even in high school? How are you going to graduate this year? I know those are some concerns. Those are definitely concerns for me. Safety is the
yeah.
biggest concern.
Well, yeah, that's number one. It should be the number one.
Yeah. So I guess, you know what, from a tech standpoint, maybe we kind of talk about some of the options. Um, Online graduation, Zoom ceremonies.
Yeah, well, yeah, because people are having. I've seen some Zoom weddings. Not
Yeah.
seen, but I've heard of them. Zoom weddings, um, or something like Zoom. We can get to that momentarily about why
Right. Well,
you may want to
yeah.
use Zoom or something else like it. But yeah, I mean, really, virtually is kind of the way to go, unless you have like a Google Duo, FaceTime. If you have a Alexa display or Google Assistant display, that's kind of going to be the way until I ain't gonna say until this, but like that's probably gonna be the way. Like moving forward, probably masks and gloves up, even once this thing does get under control, just as a precaution.
Right. I think that's going to be the big thing, the after
Hmm.
effect of it all.
Yeah,
Um,
be like the day
you
after
know,
tomorrow. It's a movie.
ooh, ooh, you know what? That's a great segue. Maybe we can talk a little bit about how we've seen this before. We've seen this before
Yeah,
in
we
different.
have, but we haven't. Yeah,
Right, we have, but we never lived through this. I was talking with my aunt earlier, and it's like I think we're so used to seeing these things on in science fiction or on television or in movies that we're now living this.
yeah,
We're
yep.
part of history. We're part of history right now, and I hope everyone understands. This isolation and this quarantining and staying in home, staying indoors. It's something that you get for being on punishment, and we we're all on
Yeah.
punishment.
Well, one could say that depending on what you believe, creator or the earth is punishing us too, depending
Right.
on
It's a
how you
cleansing
swing
time.
it. Because Italy's little streams have cleared up, got dolphins going through, ozone layers cleared up, smog is let up in Cali, so the benefits have been, the benefits with regards to planet wise have been beneficial. Just everywhere else, not so much.
Right. Right. Now, you know what? But I think that's still part of that growth. That's still that new beginning that we've all really yearned for. We've all wanted. We've all discussed at some time in our lives. I want to be able to start over. Here's that
Mm.
time.
Yeah,
I'm
by force or
right.
yeah or otherwise, yeah, this would be that time.
Well, how is it always said? Don't make me force my hand. Well, now your hand's being forced, and
Mhm.
it's time to realize, you know what? I need to really get into those things that I really had kind of lingering or that I really wanted to do. Um, find that inner potential. Um, because there's downtime, and whether
Yeah,
it whether it's spending time with friends, family, or creating that new hobby, or starting, just starting over.
yeah, yeah, definitely a lot of that. Kids, or whether you have kids or not, it's just downtime. Well, if you don't have kids, then it's like hella downtime.
Well, see, without kids, I guess it's different. Without kids, how do you? How, well, I guess not to dampen anyone's parade, but like if you're without kids or without a significant other in the house, how do you utilize this downtime in a creative way that becomes more purposeful for you than ever before?
Yeah, either going to binge, watch as much of stuff as you can, or you're going to do a mix of that and maybe learn a new skill. There's some online classes you can pick up some coding stuff. I mean, that would make the most sense. I mean, but
Right.
everybody's everybody's not thinking that way. They just kind of like, oh, let me ride it out until it's like, all right, well, ain't gonna be no
Until when?
until. Yeah, it's over.
Until
Like,
when? We don't know what until entails.
man, so AMC is they may not make it out of this,
Ooh.
but that's just one of many. I mean, not everybody's getting that bailout, so other people they're gonna have to go under. Mostly
Right.
small business get a little help, but it's not.
But it's nothing big.
I don't think it's gonna be enough to sustain, but we'll see.
You know what I'm also curious about? We have a lot of companies such as like you know Best Buys and Targets and retail stores that were very much hands on. Hey, listen, we want you to try this device before you purchase it.
Yeah,
How is that?
well, Best Buy really, because it's not everybody else is kind of
Well,
falling by the wayside prior
right.
to all this happening. But yeah,
Well, but still, you still have your Targets, you still have
hmm
your WalMarts.
yep,
I know by us, we have the Micro Center.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
think West Coast, they have Fry's, all
Yeah,
these different electronic stores. Sam's Club, BJ's, Costco's, they still have their electronic department. I actually went walking through. Yeah, I know it's like it's not a big electronic department,
yeah,
but for those that shop there, and that have found great deals, that they wanted to try something out. Like, are you afraid to touch the equipment? Are you afraid to touch the device now because you don't know who touched it before you?
well,
Um,
they shouldn't even have it out, but yeah,
well, right. Well, and that's even if these stores are even open, because it might not even be considered an essential store. Therefore, they wouldn't be open. But
yeah,
if they are open, we gotta make sure. Well, how much are we gonna make sure? But we will hope that they're cleaning and they're disinfecting well, because that's gonna be necessary. That's still gonna be important. The one thing I noticed with the quarantining, bandwidth may become an issue. So you know what? You know what's gonna happen? Need to get a new modem. I'm finally now seeing that, my modem from 6 years ago isn't as great as it used to be.
yeah.
Need to get a new modem. Need to get a router. My cable provider router modem unit isn't doing what it used to anymore, and it might be just because you're not getting the speeds you're supposed to be getting.
I mean that's usually the case. from what I've read, I've yet to make that transition. I got to do that too.
Yeah. Well, I just had to do that right as this whole thing was happening,
Mm-hmm.
and mine was really a fluke. I mean, I told you about it. Mine
Yep.
was more of a fluke. I just wanted to be able to have movies watched while the kids were watching movies and my wife was watching the movie, and I recognized that my data speeds are low. They're low, and as I started researching and trying to figure out, what we do as tech guys, we want to find out, well, what's wrong with this? Why is this not happening? And I found out my speeds. I wasn't getting my speeds. Called my cable provider. Cable provider's answer was, well, get a modem. Well, I ran a modem.
No. Get a real one.
Right, and that pretty much the answer. Get you a real modem. Get something that's going to really give you the speed. So
Yeah.
first thing I do, all right, let me go to the site. Let me find out what the latest modem, latest route out there, so I can find out how to pick up my speeds. I know we talked about the Nighthawk. You mentioned the Nighthawk quite often, and we've had conversation about the Nighthawk. And I said, first thing, let me start with a modem. So I went and increased my modem, got a nice little Netgear. There's a few different ones out there, great prices. Once I increased my modem speed, because I'm already paying for the data coming in from my ISP, my service provider. So now my modem is faster, it's picking up better. And the next step is, if you're still having some lag time or if you still have an older router, hey, go check out that Nighthawk.
Yeah.
That Nighthawk is a beast. It's a beast. Quad band.
Mm-hmm.
Quad
I mean,
band.
they make it for gaming, but you can be like, I just want fast speeds.
Right, yeah, I'm saying, it all depends on which direction you're going in. You want something for gaming, great. If you need something because you have, two different types of speeds coming into the home, 2.4 and the 5.0, you might even have something faster than that. You want to make sure it's evenly distributed so that you're getting the best of what you're already paying for. I know that's the whole reason why we started Tech Guys Smart Bar. We wanted to share opportunities for everyday people who aren't really looking at, okay, well, what should I have? How am I going to make it better? And who do I ask? Who can I trust?
Yeah. Well, that was over a decade ago, but now you kind of just go online and well, actually, if you go on YouTube, I would say you can't really ask, but you go on YouTube and you can probably find it. Not probably, more than likely find the answer to whatever you're looking for.
Well, and they still have us though.
Yeah,
they still have us. Not. You have different avenues, but
different folks, different strokes.
Right, exactly. Different folks. Different
strokes for different folks. Yeah.
Different folks today. I guess I'm Gary Coleman. I'm not Gary Coleman. No,
don't do that.
No, not Gary Coleman.
All right, where do you want to bounce to next?
All right, so you know what? I guess
Zoom the next stuff thing or
say again.
I said you want to go into the Zoom stuff, or you had somewhere else you want to.
Oh no, we could definitely go ahead. We can dive right into Zoom and what's happening there. In regards to Zoom, I know that they've been getting they've been getting some backlash lately about security issues. There's people that are interrupting streams and broadcasts that
Zoom bombing.
Yeah, like Zoom bombing. There you go. You're not just a photo bomber, you're a Zoom bomber.
Yeah. And then, or they'll pop in, or they'll creep into your chat, and they'll have some like porn or something crazy playing. And it's like, yo, who is that? It's like a group chat. Yeah, it's nuts. They had stuff going to Facebook, the privacy stuff, and they'll go, we'll fix it. Pretty much. Oh, you caught us. All right. Well, let's take care of it since we're making all this money now.
Right. Hey, yeah, I caught my pants down. Literally, that one lady, she was in her business meeting and went to the bathroom. I guess she wasn't really paying attention to how she was streaming. And she ends up taking it right into the bathroom with her and got caught with the pants down.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but Zoom's definitely been having having a little bit of issues, and I know that they're trying to resolve it as quickly as possible. There's still people that are interrupting Zoom meetings that weren't originally part of it. I know Skype. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know Skype has sort of been for some people forgotten about. I guess in the mainstream, kind of not thought about, but you
Yeah,
still have other options other than Zoom.
yeah, you got a couple of them. Zoom is probably the most user intuitive and easier to just hop in and go. Get a code,
Right.
boom. Rather than you can use it on your phone, different stuff. So
Well, I'm saying I know that even StreamYard, I know even StreamYard's been pretty has been pretty good too. That became that
I mean,
became
watch. We gotta wait to see the replay to see how.
well. Listen, StreamYard, don't let us down.
Yeah,
You guys are pretty ducky because there's a
yeah.
duck up here. All right,
And
all
two
right.
kids made this. Like, yeah,
I was saying that this this platform here, it reminds me so much of the days of Google Hangouts when it was just a kind of a jump on, go create a broadcast and a stream.
yeah. This is still easier than that.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Uh,
But remember, we had to dig for it, we had to research, and we had to find it.
yeah,
But it does give you some great options, and I love that about it.
yeah. I mean, I do the same for this. Last week's fiasco.
Yeah.
Anchor getting over there. I don't even talk about it.
All right. Well, I'm sure somebody's talking about it.
Yeah, it's like you guys should do this another time. Like, yeah, thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
But you know what? It would be very, I'd be very impressed to see what different streaming services other people are using for their live stream. Live stream itself, livestream.com, that used to be a big one. And
yeah. To go.
right. And it's like, yo, what happened to that? It seemed like it didn't take off that well back then. And then you had,
I think they were early. I think they were too early.
well, and see, I was about to get into that. Some of these places were some of these platforms, they were so early into this type of a market, and now we need them.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
need them,
Oh,
or we need access to them because they might still be around. And some of them, I know some of them, they've gone more of the business route. You
yeah.
know,
I think live stream is still around. I don't, it's like they have like I think they have like hardware to go along with it. The question is, like I said, who's using it?
right? Who's using it? Is it businesses? Is it just set up for like small businesses? But you want something that makes it easy for everyone to use. You remember Web TV? Do you
No,
remember Web TV at all?
no.
That was a minute ago too. That was before netbooks and
Oh,
netbooks,
you going way back?
which are now Chromebooks for those that were under a rock at some point or just weren't born. These
Yeah.
things called netbooks were around, but that's pretty much a Chromebooks. But the thing that made me think about Web TV because you have older people, older folks who they have their phones and they just don't know how to do something like this. They don't know how to do a live stream, and if this is going to become the new normal for
Yeah.
birthday gatherings,
Yeah.
family events.
Well, it depends because, like I said, a lot of that, like I said, they have their phones. A lot of people go into Zoom, but I'm like, if you have iPhone, I think the group chat goes with group FaceTime goes to like 100 people or something crazy.
Okay,
It's a pretty big number.
right now, so this is where I was actually getting to. So imagine, I'm sorry to bring up these things, but this is the time that we live in. Like with funeral services, I'm sure we've all had someone that's lost someone due to this virus. But funeral services, funeral homes, they might want to consider investing in one of these types of services so that they can make sure that their business is still a striving business. You set
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I know it's impersonal. It's a
No,
very
I'm just like,
impersonal thing.
how much can they charge for that?
That's just it.
Yeah.
From a business standpoint, if you want your business to survive with the changing times, and these are very fast, quick changing times, what can they
Gotta be
do?
pivot, yeah. But
Right.
I don't know.
And sometimes you got to be at the forefront of it. Like you said, how much would they charge for a service like that? I know since the last time that you and I we've done a live a live stream from our hangout days. You know, I've had multiple I've had funeral services that I've attended, deaths in the family, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying to my wife earlier, I don't know how I would have been able to deal with this moment with like the death of a grandmother or sister. I would have wanted to have some sort of you know closure. I wouldn't want it to
Yeah.
just
How would you pull that off? Something like
how would
that.
you do that?
Yeah.
And honestly, with something like this for funeral services, or let's think about more happier moments. For weddings, you can truly still have a live stream of a wedding, and that way, people who are not able to make it, people who are not able to be there, they can still participate. They can still be a part of it through a streaming service.
Yep.
Funerals, yes. Weddings, yes. But then you got to think about you know uh, general parties, general meetings. This is changing the way that we've seen everything in our world.
Yeah. Because it used to be like, oh well, if there's some emergency, then we'll do this now. This is an almost everyday thing. Meetings, Zoom, people doing brunch parties. IG is IG is getting
Oh,
hella traffic and engagement because of this. Facebook as well, even YouTube, Twitch. Oh my god,
oh, Twitch. Yo, I heard that Twitch is booming right now.
yeah, yep. It's like, man, maybe we should be on there. Um, yeah, but it's like I said, it's a game changer to figure out. Okay, well, if this is going to be the norm, how how everybody from an enterprise standpoint to consumer standpoint can pivot to kind of move forward rather than still trying to do things how we used to do virtually.
Right, right. I know that I've seen since this whole thing has happened, even before this happened, I've seen churches they've got into the live streaming, broadcasting,
Yeah.
Sunday
Yep.
services,
Mm-hmm.
mass, things like that, and that was great.
On
That was
YouTube.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to still contribute to the to your tithes and offerings through those resources, whether it was a Cash App, or Venmo, or PayPal, or there's a few different services. But if you were not that steadfast churchgoer or church attender, you weren't checking for that.
Yeah.
So one thing that we all, at some point or another in our lives, we end up checking for those main two services that I mentioned. Whether it be a funeral or a wedding. You
Yep.
know, but we have to now always think about that. You got to be within 6 feet of one another. You have to still be able to participate with different events and gatherings and family functions, and live streaming will allow that. So Zoom may not be the option, but if everyone's and I'm sorry, Zoom, I'm not saying you guys aren't the option. It's just that with security concerns, I think a lot of people may not be thinking along those lines for Zoom. If that's what they're seeing in the media, we got to remember that we're a media based world. We're a media based world. So if in the media and the news line, it's always, oh, Zoom's having a problem here, Zoom's having a problem there. People are not going to be, oh, I'm going to go download a Zoom. No, they're easily frightened, which we all are, but without the knowledge to combat that fright, they're not checking for a Zoom, and if they're
Yeah.
not an iPhone user, you
Oh,
know,
yeah. I mean, because Google Duo, I forget what's the limit on Duo? Google Duo, or
for some
it might
reason,
be just 101.
you know what? For some reason, thinking. I'm thinking it's like 6, but hey, listen, we can check that out. This is what we do. This is exactly what we do. I know when we got on just recently, it was well, I thought it said like 6, but it could be, man, it could be 10. We don't know.
8.
All right, you found it.
Yeah. Now it does it up to 8.
Oh, so it does up to 8.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you're looking for something that's going to get you and 7 of your friends on a
Oh, sorry, 12.
12. Now, is 12 is like an enterprise, or is it just standard?
No, I think it's standard. I think the for some reason the headline was like old. It was like last May, so I guess they upped it to 8. I upped it to 12, and then different things. Private and encryption free. Works on both Android and iPhone. And
right, and see that's the great thing about Google Duo. You can use it on both platforms of these two higher end platforms.
So it's really on 2 now. Yeah, but because I have both.
You gotta remember, and that's probably our market where there's just the 2 basic operating systems. But I think you still have your Windows for a few folks. I know. Hey, I don't know what Denmark used. Germany can still have the Nokia Symbian. I don't know.
Well, I mean, a lot of stuff is out there, but in regards to the masses you're dealing with, it's really Google, Android, iOS, and the fact that Duo works for both. I have both FaceTime, which I probably use never, and then Duo on my iPhone. So, and then if you have a smart display, you can use that too. So that's a great alternative.
Right. So that's always a good. And just even talking about streaming services in general.
You talking about live streaming?
Live streaming services. Oh, okay. We didn't get to that. We didn't get to the other part. Yeah, we still talk about the live streaming. Live streaming services in general. You want something where maybe you get some interaction. You're always going to have a host. Hopefully you can you add your co-host, but when you have your interaction, you have a place where you can hopefully either people they can put their responses or condolences or best wishes, or then maybe an area where you have someone that can respond as well. That's always.
Well, yeah, because I'm not sure Duo may fall short on that, or then maybe they do. I don't think I've tried to chat yet because I think it's phone calls. So that's where that's where you enter the Zoom and the Skypes and stuff like that to kind of fill in that gap for you. So that would be more of an enterprise use, or just people want to just do more than just make a video phone call with a bunch of people.
Right. Which is what birthday parties are turning.
Yeah, I mean, everybody who had birthday like mid-February, March, they're gonna be birthday.
Yeah. You know what else I'm concerned about, and only because I'm in that age group. For my children, sweet 16s, quinceañeras.
Yeah, to go to route of the wedding, the Zoom version. I mean, I guess the good thing is they do and save a bunch of money without using Geico, but.
But it's still
the experience. Yeah, the experience won't be the same, but you still give them kind of that experience, but not the full on, cake and dance and all that stuff. I mean, you can do all that, but just, everybody has to go get the same cake and then cut the cake and all that stuff.
No, what are you talking about? We're gonna put one cake at the main host's house, and when it's time to blow out candles, get a blow dryer. We're blowing out candles. Yeah, you know what else I want to talk about? So that's good with the live streaming. You know what I want to talk about this craze that's going on right now.
What's that?
TikTok.
Well, yeah, it's been around for a while, and because of the quarantining, like everyone's places TikTok. To go, and that's the kids have been on TikTok for a couple years now. Well, many years now. And now that the masses are catching on and everybody's starting to gravitate, and now it's going to be a thing where let me see a TikTok. It's Vine 2.0 more or less. Right.
It's interesting how TikTok, but I think we talked about that. Every now and again, you have something within the social media space that it comes and it interrupts all the other things, and that's what TikTok did. I think TikTok, and this is the time for it because you have a lot more people at home with idle time on their hands, and
a lot of people watching, or a lot of people creating.
Right. Both sides. Right. So that's what's become the new thing. TikTok Tuesday, TikTok Thursday,
or something.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's a new craze, and then what else? What else has really taken off during this quarantine? Live streaming, TikToks. What else?
Regular streaming, like just like streaming like Netflix and gaming, Call of Duty,
Right.
Warzone, the new thing they just dropped. You got
Yeah, Warzone. You played it yet?
Nah, I don't have.
You can't say
I don't
that
have
word.
live. I don't have live.
Oh,
Huh?
okay. Okay. I was about to say
no.
you can't say that word.
They said it like take a shot every time we say live. Will anybody
No,
watch
no,
it?
no time.
Huh?
No time. I don't have time.
I can make
What?
time, but I can't like I got a week off like in September to play Gears 5, and I couldn't beat it. Yeah, there went my time.
There we go. Time's up.
Yeah. But yeah, gaming is really really picking off. I haven't played it because I think it requires like a live thing. I'm barely on. It makes no sense for me to get live.
I
But I
wonder if that's
would've.
going to change.
But yeah, but Warzone is free. But you
Right.
still need live though. But it looks interesting. I mean, I'm still on Call of Duty Mobile. I'll probably take a break from that. I just hit 150, whatever. But I'm like, all right, well, I didn't get anything. I didn't get a cool new gun. I got some gun in different color. I'm like, I already got this. So now what?
Thank you for nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, the gun I bought, like, well, I bought, but with the XP points, or whatever, was better than that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now what? I don't know if I need to start doing battle royale and trying that. I haven't really gotten into those, but I guess since that's done, I guess something else to do.
Well, you know what? It was always meant to help pass the time, but now there's so much time to pass. So you gotta always check on something.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
All right, so I'm saying that. So that's gaming. Xbox Live. I know Nintendo. They have the Nintendo streaming service, and let's talk about that for a minute. Now that we're in games, real quick. The
Well, if you
Nintendo
can find
Switch,
the Nintendo.
right? The Nintendo. We're talking about the original one. I'm sorry. We're talking about not this current model. We're talking about the previous model where it was a 3-in-1. It was a portable device.
No, it's still. You talking about? Are you confusing with the light?
The Switch
You're talking
Lite.
about the light. It's only two models. It's the original one. They refreshed the original one with like a little better battery. It's not huge different. And then the light.
Oh, the processor wasn't updated at all.
Slightly,
Maybe.
but not to the point where you have to like look at the model number to see which one. If you got the new one, like I picked up the new one, I'm like, all right, make sure I got the newest one because I'm buying it for this or whatever. But both that and the light, good luck finding them.
Right, exactly, because they're going.
They're gone.
Flying off the shelf.
They're gone already.
Right. Well, right. They're gone. Nintendo send us one. Okay, you don't have to, but if you did,
Right. No, they didn't.
No, I know. But yeah, it's crazy because I feel like I should kick myself. Not kick the video streaming service kick. I'm talking about like physically abuse myself with my foot kick. Yo, during the Black Friday, I was gonna pick one up. And I was like, no, the kids, they don't really play it. I'm not really home to play it. So I didn't pick one up.
Yeah, like I have one. It's just sitting here. I barely use it.
Man, you better connect that thing.
I need to get some.
When you get
I do want to get some different games for it. Like I have, I got the Double Dragon, the game I reviewed, the Double Dragon retro thing. I got Mario and Sonic the Olympics, which that's funny that didn't happen.
How was that?
It was cool. It's a cool little mini game joint. I mean, I'm a big fan of mini games, going back to like Fusion Frenzy, so I'm cool with that. And then I did buy Cuphead. There was a sale on Cuphead. I bought Cuphead. I'm like, yeah, if I feel like getting frustrated, I'll probably spend some time on that. But I still didn't pick up like Breath of the Wild, and then there's some other games you can pick up. There's a Street Fighter game on there. I'm like, I need that, but I'm not gonna go crazy. But time.
Right. I'm saying, well, the nostalgia of a Street Fighter game or even a Mortal Kombat, that's always present.
But the Switch does support like the newer games. Like they have the new 2K whatever and then other things. So it's not like they're just strictly retro. I mean, it's just where
Right.
the bread and
Okay.
butter is.
Right. Well, and you know, with the current games, I know that Nintendo has seemed to have maintained more of that family friendly gaming. I don't think they're really in the market the same way they were at one time, trying to compete with your Xboxes and your PS
Yeah,
units because
they smartened up. Like, why are we trying to go against that when we not say stay on our lane, but let's do something different? And yeah,
well, they've always been that, they've always been that super family friendly gaming system. I think that's great. I'm not saying that it's only family friendly games, but I'm just saying like that's what made them so spectacular. Like you would have a household that would have an Xbox, but there was always a Nintendo device there at
yeah,
some level, whether it was a Wii or the Wii U or now the Switch, or even a Nintendo DS is something for the kids, for everyone to get involved with. And I know that once this whole quarantine thing started happening, man, I'm talking about I saw Nintendo Switches kind of like flying off shelves, and I still wasn't silly, still wasn't like thinking about it like that. Because I'm like, well, I'm at work. The kids they still got to go to school, but they doing classwork. And now I'm like, man, I wish I had a Nintendo Switch.
yeah, because
But
you got what 360, you ain't got a new Xbox, so you like really like left out in the rain.
well, I'm saying, and that says a lot because the last time I really sat down to really game, it was prior to the Xbox One. When the Xbox One came out, I was even like, I'm not really playing the game like I want to.
Yeah,
And then everything went mobile. Well, not everything. A lot of the things that I did like to play went mobile, and I didn't even have time to play it on the mobile platform.
yeah,
You know, but I'm saying, I think these times have changed a lot of the way that we look at what we've done with ourselves and the things that maybe we've passed up on through life, whether it was a how we spent time with the family or just what we brought into our homes. I know that one of the things I would have brought in would have been something that I can make sure that the family they will be completely entertained with and they will enjoy other than each other's company directly because we still have those things. We still spend time together.
yeah,
Aside from being quarantined and isolated because of this virus, still try to get out and do the regular things that people do, like ride a bike.
yeah. Well, yeah,
6 feet apart.
the park is
6 feet
open.
apart. Yeah.
Oh, you said
Well, I'm
6 feet
saying,
apart. I'm sorry, I thought you said to the park.
oh no, no, yeah, 6 feet apart. But the beautiful thing about this moment, I think, for a lot of people, because you should find the silver lining and anything that God's doing, creating or moving for us, with us. You should always make sure that you find time to reflect on the things that you do have.
Yeah,
Whether it be your health, whether it be your family, whether it be friends, that time is still essential,
mm-hmm.
especially now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now. But yeah, so that's cool that we do have these different devices, and but I guess anyone that is on and watching, if you're not with your kids or with a loved one, like I started to say before, you always got your streaming, Netflix, Hulu, HBO,
Disney Plus,
Disney Plus.
which just hit 50. Yeah,
Yeah, I think those are probably what the top 4 or 5, maybe Amazon Prime also.
Prime,
For those of us, everyone has Amazon now, and if you didn't have Amazon Prime before, you should have it now. You need everything shipped and delivered to you.
yeah. I mean, ShopRite
Is that
EA does it, but yeah, Prime is still Prime.
hold on, wait a second. So BJ's and Shop, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they have a shop at home
A lot of people don't
option.
even, like, not say know it, but they'll see it and they're like, oh, I don't need that. I'd rather just come and get it. Now you're like, oh, instead of going out waiting in line, to get in the store, and then whole standing waiting cash register 6 feet apart and all that, I can just do it online, have it delivered, spray everything when it comes in, and then call it a day.
Look, spray everything, even when you go out to do it yourself. I will tell you one thing. because I've been doing a lot of shopping lately, being that I'm the only able to go out currently because of
Wow.
everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than going in and choosing my own meat. That didn't sound right.
No.
Didn't sound right at all. I'm
All
gonna
day.
back that up. Let's change that up a little bit. You know, making sure that I'm. It's not gonna sound right that way either. So
Make sure
I
you
still like
find
shopping.
the right one for you. The right, whether it be chicken, beef,
Product,
whatever you eat. Yes.
chicken, beef.
Let's clean that up.
Now, you know what's also funny? I was actually out today, and where I was at. Oh, don't touch your mouth. Don't touch your mouth. Hand sanitizer already.
Yeah.
I was out today, and with produce. Produce is one of those things that most people do go and they want to touch and they want to feel and they want to make sure that it's right. You can't even do that like you used to anymore. You gotta eye things up now. You gotta look for it. And there's helpful tips, helpful hints from different places. There was this website, farmer's website, and it was like, if you ever want to really check to see if like a watermelon. Yeah, I'm black. If a if a watermelon is ripe, you gotta look for where it lands on the I guess where it filled, or let's say for pumpkins or any big fruit vegetable that grows like that, you can check it there. But like an avocado, you still got to check it for ripeness. You got to squeeze it and you got to touch it. A lot of the smaller fruits, you're still squeezing and touching to make sure that it's ripe. So we got to be careful with. I hate this thing.
What's that?
I hate this. This corona, because you got to touch everything still, but you got to be careful because you don't know who's touched it before you.
Yeah, and nobody spray. Hopefully nobody like Lysol on grapes and stuff. That's like they already got.
Listen, you don't have a little. You don't have a little person right there next to the produce stand. After everyone touches it, they're gonna spray it down. Mm-hmm. It's not happening. It's just so difficult. So I guess that's why we got into tech, because it's it's easy to talk about tech.
It is.
I think so.
But then you got the whole following business behind it. It's like, I'll just go deal with meats. Pause. Yeah. So, but I was out yesterday. I was at BJ's. I was shocked. I had a full gamut of my choice of chicken to choose from. Capacity.com is nothing over there. So it's mandatory to come in now. I got my law.
Yeah. Well, but like you said, being that there's still food service, supermarket, shopping places that sells food, you can sign up for a service and just have them delivered to your home. That's still great. Still a great option. I know for anyone.
Yeah. Especially people who like old up in age, you can't like get around like that. That would definitely be a great option. Or for people who just want to have a bunch of just want to keep their family safe and rather minimize it by catching whatever grocery delivery comes in. You can sanitize that or however you can, the best of your ability, without going out, worry about you got a white door handling or the car door handling, come in or the trunk, you touch this, you touch that, the minimizes that if you're trying to be like real crazy germaphobe about it, minimizes that chance of really coming in contact with it, or forgetting to disinfect something and then coming in contact with it.
Right. Because how many gloves are you going to have, really? Like, and you're absolutely right. Like, you got to contact with, and you can't have 20 different gloves with you at all times, because you're going to end up wasting your gloves. Most people don't even realize you can reuse your latex gloves to an extent. You can't reuse it forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because people will go, they'll leave, and then, it's on the floor. I'm like, first of all, throw it out.
Usage out of it. Usageness.
I don't know if usageness is a thing. maybe.
Right. Dispose of it correctly because nobody want to touch it now because they know it's been used. It's like the other latex thing that.
I think the same thing. That's it.
But I'm saying, for anyone that's not sure how they can reuse their glove appropriately, so that you're not just continuously, spreading germs in general. Not saying corona germs, but just germs in general. Yeah, you use your gloves, have hand sanitizer with, and you put a little hand sanitizer on it so you can sanitize the gloves if you're going to continue to use it. But once you're done using it, and not everybody, maybe not everyone has that option. Not everyone has that choice. But if you're able to, that's how you want to do it the right way, and then dispose of it correctly.
Just
the last thing we need to do is to correct what's going on in this world with the pollution and smog in the air, because we're not traveling and we're not driving as much. And now we've created a whole new level of pollution with the latex and nitrile gloves everywhere. It becomes a vicious cycle. Let's be clean and let's be smart about this, guys.
Captain Planet here.
Let's dispose of things the right way. We're mending one thing and then we're completely destroying something else. Let's not do that. Let's not. Listen, if this is a Mother Nature act of God type punishment, I don't want to see what the next punishment is.
Coming.
Yeah, let's try to do what we can now while we're able to, while we're being mindful. We're being mindful of it.
Or those.
So let's continue to be mindful of
it.
Yeah. All right, so I'm saying, so we talked a little bit about the live stream. We talked about utilizing your time well. We talked about streaming services a little bit. We didn't go too crazy about streaming services, and then we talked about food deliveries. What are some of the other things that people are really thinking about with what's going on in this today's time? We don't have to worry about the zombies yet.
Hey, that can evolve to that. But what you said, what do you mean in regards to like services or jobs or?
Well, I guess the next thing would be jobs. Let's, if we did talk about jobs a little bit, we can always talk about some of these jobs that have taken off in the last, let's say, the last 7 to 8 years, like your Ubers and your Lyfts.
Yeah, they're all hurting now.
Well, so, you know what? It's funny. Some are hurting, but those that are dealing with Uber, they still have your Uber Eats options.
But that you're not getting paid as much, though. That's a huge pay cut. You're only getting what, like a flat fee on top of whatever food you deliver.
Really? This just in, Uber is doing grocery shopping. Is that what you just said?
Some of the stores are utilizing the Uber shoppers.
That's the voice of God, guys.
Some of the stores are using Uber as a way to help them do the shopping.
Oh, the shop at home site. So I'm saying, listen, forget Uber Eats, Uber Shops.
Yeah, that's an option. Hey man, look into that for BJ ShopRite or wherever else you get your food and things from.
So do you think that would
call them early and you can try to get some paper towels?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Let them wait in line for you. Now, I wonder, would you consider that to be a viable option for folks? If because you don't know, it might be in the pipeline. If there was an Uber pickup and drop off delivery service for shopping. So now you have your ShopRite, Shop at Homes, or your Amazon Prime Foods, or your, what's the other big one? Your Stop and Shop delivery. But now instead of having them deliver because they're getting so many calls, now you can say, okay, you know what? I want you to get my food ready, and my Uber driver is going to be there to pick it up.
Well, I'm not sure how different that is from what was just told us.
Right. Well, so I'm just wondering. So if Uber is doing is Uber doing the shopping, or is Uber just doing the pickup and delivery?
Yeah, maybe pickup and delivery, but and it's like I don't know. that's like kind of like a double charge because wouldn't
You're right. That's what I was saying. Like they're in the store shopping for you,
yeah, I
and
don't
then
know.
they have to deliver the food for you. So there's your cost right there. There's your cost right there. Um, I know locally to us, I know that Marcal is really, probably vastly devastated, and which is probably what's hurting a lot of these stores and retail chains because with Marcal burning down not too long ago in our area, it stopped and it prevented a lot of paper manufacturing for your paper towels, your toilet paper. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that Marcal did tampons and plastic straws. Well, no, plastic straws I think I did know about, but tampon, never knew that Marcal did tampons. And there's a lot of other things that they do.
yeah. It's been a very long time since I worked there, so I don't remember ever seeing that. I just was always shocked, like, oh, you guys do like. I thought Markel was just they do their stuff. Like, oh no, they do Bounty, they do Charmin, all that stuff there.
And Scott's too, right? Was it
Yeah.
Scott's?
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
So,
When I was working there that summer, with you know, in that
oh yeah,
process of
that's
making the bath tissue. No, no, I was doing paper towels.
okay.
But I think I started on paper towels with the bath tissue. It's a real interesting process how that works. Like, 2-ton hoists picking up this big roll, and they cut it. They cut the rolls, the paper towel rolls, and bath tissue rolls, and make them super long, and then they go in and get cut.
Wow.
Yeah, and if there's embroidery, and then they get sprayed with that glue and all that. That first piece of adhesive to get that glue off of paper towel and tissue. So yeah, interesting.
Hold on. So wait a second. How long did the process of making those things happen? Like I'm wondering, and being that you worked in that space for a little while, like do you
Yeah,
remember like
it take that long. You're making like I lose count. You're making like 10 to 12.
of the paper towel? Yeah, you said paper towel you worked
Well, I'm
in.
trying to think because I worked on both. So you're probably making like every one you do is probably like an 8 to 12 count. Well, 8 to 12 or more, depending on which one. I forget. For every roll you put together and cut and whatever, and then it goes to packaging. So you're pretty much just doing that for 8 hours. Well, 8 hours break or whatever, and then yeah, it's just three shifts, just ongoing, going.
Yeah, and that was a 24-hour manufacturing plant. So
Yep. 24 hours.
uh, I know that whoever has that those accounts that Marcal are no longer able to provide for, they should be doing very well.
Well, something's still
And
open. My dad still talks to, some of his coworkers are still there. Something's, the whole building, everything thing is dismantled. A lot of it did, but Markel is still operational, but just not obviously
not at the same capacity.
capacity. So, and then whoever I forget the newer owners. Well, not newer owners, but like it used to be family owned by the guy named that Marcellus. The company's
Wait,
name.
say that again.
I forget the guy's name. Some last name Marcellus. That's what Markel is named after.
Yes.
Like some guy, old dad called him the old man, whatever. He's older man. He was running the show, gave it to his kids, and did like anything else. They sold it.
Right. Well, what I'm saying that's what happens. You get there and it's like, all right, I think I'm okay now with the success of my company, and I'll let someone else take the helm.
They sold it, and kind of hasn't been the same since. So I mean, if it was still under the old regime, it may have been better situation despite the fire. I don't know. It's weird. The whole fire thing is weird to me because they have a on-site fire department, fire brigade. Like my dad was part of it. Yeah, it's paid for.
What?
Fires happen there all the time.
But this one that took it out was really just the biggest one, and it's like, well, who fell asleep
so
at the
it's
water hose?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, I'm not saying it's iffy, but I'm just like,
No, that's not what we're saying at all.
if it wasn't like big to begin with, then
It should have been able to be contained.
or at least something, because I know it's paper and everything's like flammable and stuff. Like it's paper all over the place there. Like, because they recycle magazine. There's like, when you used to go to the front on the corner, just big mountains of magazines and different things that were recycled and then different things and all sorts of stuff. And then that gets recycled and then turned into this and that. So it's paper literally everywhere. And there's some places where it's just like dumb hot and it's like making paper. And it's an interesting process. And we're going way off track. And
no, we sure did. We sure did. But
like the time too. So
well, I'm saying, you know what? It is still very interesting. But everything, just like Mark, everything does come to an end. But luckily for us, we do have this opportunity and this platform that we can bring this back to you guys next week also. And I'm just glad that there's a space, there's a place in a space where, we can definitely have this chat, we can have this conversation during this quarantine. And I look forward to this. And I hope for those that are watching, spread the word, tell your friends. If you did have questions for the tech guys, definitely, drop us a line, drop a line to us. We will be back next week. 9 o'clock is good, right? We're good at 9.
Yeah, I'll be at work next week, so it'll be a lot easier, and I won't be like dumb late, like picking.
Hey, listen,
stuff.
you on time. Look. Somewhere
on time.
We were still here before 9.
On time is late.
That's true. No, wait. All right, yeah, okay. But you know what?
If you're on time. Not a model that I've lived by, but trying to do with this.
Hey, listen, I think we're just being real. We're being real about the whole situation, and sometimes things in life gets in the way, and it changes our plans. But you know what?
No,
we plan on being here.
I just went to get something to eat late, and the process that's usually fast took a while. Damn it, diner. But it worked out. I still haven't eaten it yet.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm saying you definitely have time to eat, and I'm saying anything you want to say to the people. I do want to say thank you guys for those that did join and got a chance to view the full quarantine show. We look forward to seeing you guys next week and every Friday thereafter, unless we have a time change, and we'll let you guys know well enough in advance. But post your questions, your comments, on your IG, suggestions to the tech guys. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, checking this live. Those of you who peeked in and popped in, we saw you. But
right.
Or if you're watching this on the replay, yeah, man, just let us know how you like it, how you think we should move. Because we're doing this for you. So there's no point of us just
right. Right. And I guess the next thing is, Rob, what you eating?
Buttermilk brine, fried chicken sandwich from the diner. And, nice salad.
Damn, and you can't send that through a live stream?
I mean, it's still open. No, it's still. They got you waiting outside to bring food to you, so that's something.
Yeah, a lot of places are doing that, but you know what? With that Uber Eats. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Rob, we'll get together on the BTS. All right.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Later, guys. Enjoy.
Peace.
Stay safe.